right, you fat slag. Move your ass. How dare you speak to me?
What's up, Vault Dwellers? And I hope you're strapped in because we're going deep in this video. This isn't your mainstream, family-approved parody buffet. No, this is the dusty back shelf of the video store. You know, the bin beneath the bin. Some of these videos are brilliant, some of them are beautiful messes, and some, they're just radioactive dumpster fires that I cherish with my whole VHS collecting heart. But every single one of them tried something wild in the name of parody. So if you've ever wondered what would happen if Peter Jackson tried directing the Muppets, or if you're craving a post-apocalyptic musical with breakdancing, this is your video. Welcome to 13 Forgotten Parody Gems, and viewer discretion is advised, and heavily encouraged.
I'm engaged to Larry Abbott, and he said he grew up here. Oh, you know, he'll be he's just you know him. He says maybe I'm at the wrong house.
Let's kick this off with some gothic goofiness. Haunted Honeymoon is a love letter to the 1930s radio dramas and Universal monster movies, filtered through Gene Wilder's high-volume hysteria and Dom DeLuise in full drag. And yeah, that combination is somehow even weirder than it sounds. The plot? Well, Wilder plays a radio actor who's about to get married, but his boss wants to cure him of his nerves by staging a murder mystery in a spooky mansion filled with nutty relatives and possibly a werewolf. It was also the swan song of sorts. This was Gene Wilder's final directorial effort, and sadly, Gilda Radner's last film before her passing. And unfortunately, the film bombed at the box office, pulling in less than their $9 million budget and earning more groans than applause. And yet, there's something oddly charming about its chaos. Dom DeLuise did win a Razzie for the worst supporting actress for his performance as Aunt Kate, but honestly, he totally earned that golden raspberry with pride.
You'd think this would frighten me. Well, it doesn't. Because I know that this is just a filthy figment of my diseased imagination.
You give me the runaround one more time and I'm going to slap you around this office. I don't care what your name is anymore. Just make one up so I know what to call you.
Vivian Purcell.
That's better.
Carmen Montenegro. That's my last one, I promise.
Peter Falk channels Bogart with a twist of vaudeville in this Norse spoof that mashes up the Maltese Falcon, Casablanca, and just like every trench coat cliche in the book. This was written by Neil Simon, and the chief detective is just wall-to-wall gags with a plot that just barely holds together. I mean, but who's here for the plot? Falk plays Lou. He's a gumshoe surrounded by double-crossing dames, slippery suspects, and so many rapid-fire jokes, you're gonna need a fedora just to keep up. I mean, it's not subtle, and it's definitely not modern, but the sheer volume of setup and payoff moments gives it this like golden age spoof feel. And the cast is totally stacked. Anne Margaret, Eileen Brennan, Madeline Kahn, and Dom DeLuise again. I mean, the guy's everywhere. The set drips with smoky atmosphere, while the punchlines fly faster than a Tommy gun on laundry day.
You crazy imbecile!
I want no part of this. I just want my share of the money so that I can get my hair done.
It's a forgotten gem in the parody pantheon. More clever than crude, and more wink than gut punch. For fans of Murder by Death, this is essential weird watching.
All right, punk, throw your bet on a gun.
Gun on the bed.
What?
Gun on the bed. You said throw your bed on the gun.
Big deal. That's only the first mistake I made on this case. That's not bad, considering how complicated it is.
You boys see anything strange around here?
No!
Better go on back to town where you be safe.
I want you to try and imagine Grease, Flash Gordon, and MTV got together and had a love child. Now feed that child some glitter, some bad dubbing, and a few space lasers. Well, that's Voyage of the Rock Aliens, a music parody that shouldn't exist, but it does. The story: aliens arrive on Earth searching for the source of rock and roll, only to land in a small town locked in a turf war between greaser punks and synth pop teens. Pia Zadora plays Dee Dee, a local girl with big dreams and even bigger hair, and Craig Sheffer struts around like a cartoon Fonzie. And the soundtrack, it does slap in the weirdest way. This movie doesn't just parody sci-fi and teen musicals, it demolishes them in a firework explosion of synth, spandex, and saxophone solos. There's a chainsaw duel, a brain-melting animated interlude, a robot who falls in love. It's one part parody, one part fever dream. Voyage of the Rock Aliens is less a film and more like a VHS hallucination. You won't understand what you watched, but you're gonna feel like dancing.
Oh, wow. Oh. Shh. Oh. Oh. Can't be.
This British horror spoof is what happens when you try and mix Amityville Horror, The Exorcist, and a Benny Hill sketch, all shaken in a haunted teapot. Starring comedian Kenny Everett and featuring Vincent Price phoning in every line with like delightful menace.
Oh, you are the Prince of Darkness. And we are your... Oh, shit, my hand.
Bloodbath at the House of Death is equal parts parody and just pure chaos. The plot involves scientists investigating a mysterious house where a satanic massacre occurred, and somehow this leads to alien invaders, teleporting corpses, and one of the weirdest endings in parody history. I mean, the jokes, they're broad, and the acting, it's louder than necessary. And the special effects, they're just aggressively rubbery. This one's rough around the edges and has aged like warm beer. But if you're in the mood for slapstick Satanism and 1980s British absurdity, it's got its gory charm. I mean, it's a parody that doesn't know when to stop, so it doesn't.
Do you mind?
The minute there's not a teacher in the room, the entire school erupts into a shameless display of adolescent abandon. If it's discipline that you students need, I am the one who can provide it for you. Well, now.
This gem is equal parts teen rebellion fantasy and Ramones love letter. Rock and roll high school parodies those squeaky clean high school musicals with a punk rock Molotov cocktail. The plot is, it's bonkers. A rock-loving team named...
Hi everybody, I'm Rick Randall and this is Rock and Roll High School!
battles a fascist principal who bans rock music, culminating in a musical revolution. This isn't just a parody, it's a movement. This was produced by Roger Corman, and this cult gem skewers uptight authority, school bureaucracy, and the sanitized Disney version of adolescence. The Ramones aren't actors, but they're icons, and their presence gives the film a chaotic, sweaty authenticity. It's like the movie Footloose, if it was stoned, politically angry, and had a better soundtrack. And when the students blow up the school to the sound of punk rock, I mean, that's just pure parody poetry.
This next step can either make or break a successful day. A one-handed approach to strap unfastening is a basic skill that must be mastered. Now watch closely as I demonstrate. There's the hook,
feelings, Arthur. It's just my bad luck. This sort of thing's always happening to me. Did I tell you Sandy's slapping a paternity suit on me?
Is that right?
Yeah. She reckons that kid she dropped is mine.
Before he gave us hobbits, Peter Jackson gave us horny, drug-addicted puppets. Meet the Feebles is a jaw-dropping Muppet parody that aims for the jugular, and then some. Think The Muppet Show meets Boogie Nights, but with more blood, sex, and emotional damage. The Feebles are a variety troupe trying to pull off a live show while hiding an avalanche of scandals, like infidelity, murder, STDs, war flashbacks, and some puppet vomit. It's as foul as it is fascinating, a satire so filthy, it practically requires gloves to watch. Jackson's early splatterpunk sensibility is on just full display, turning what should be cute felt animals into a parade of dysfunction. But beneath the shock lies sharp commentary on fame, addiction, and the dark underbelly of entertainment. It's not for the faint of heart, but if you ever watched The Muppets and thought, what if this was a psychological horror show? This one's for you.
State your name for the record.
Mother Goose.
Mother who?
Mother Goose.
Well, I'll be damned.
You're a witness, Wilbur.
Okay, now we're getting into X-rated territory. Once Upon a Girl is part softcore, part fairy tale spoof, and 100% not safe for work. It's framed as a mockumentary in which Mother Goose, who's on trial for obscenity, recounts the real versions of classic fairy tales, complete with full frontal animation and some questionable morals. This isn't parody for the whole family. It's a smutty satire from the seediest corners of 1970s animation. We've got Red Riding Hood, Cinderella, and Jack and the Beanstalk, and they all get the adult treatment. Let's just say no beans remain unpolished with this one. The animation, it's rough, and the humor is raunchy, and the voice acting sounds like it was recorded in a shag-carpeted van. But in terms of underground parody, this film is infamous. It's Fritz the Cat's weird cousin who showed up drunk on the wrong screening day. It's not high art, but it's hilariously lowbrow.
I wish you hadn't done that. That was so nice.
Nice? Nice, my tush. Do you know how many brain surgeons, nuclear physicists, and Nobel laureates have been surfers? I'll tell you, none. Look, trust me, honey, we're doing the world a favor.
The title of this movie is actually a lie. There was no Surf 1. That's the first joke in a movie full of them. Surf 2 is a beach movie spoof where mad scientists use soda to mutate surfers into punk zombies. Yep, that's the plot. This film is part Beach Blanket Bingo and part Return of the Living Dead, and just all chaotic energy. It parodies every surf trope imaginable. You know, you got your dumb jocks, your evil nerds, your lecherous beachcombers, and some baffling montages. The tone veers between gross-out comedy and just absurdist satire, and the cast includes a pre-Gremlins Eddie Deason going full ham as the villain. Surf 2 is ugly, loud, and deeply committed to being the weirdest beach party ever filmed. It's so niche, it folds in on itself. But for fans of VHS era oddities, this is an underground gem.
This party is for high school students only.
Jocko! Jocko, my sweet son! Mr. Daddy-O, do you not recognize your own students, perhaps? Jocko, we've been so worried about you, Dad and I. Jocko!
You're not a good guy at all.
I'm a lawyer, you idiots!
This is a cowboy spoof for people who like their westerns with a side of wink. Rustlers Rhapsody parodies 1950s singing cowboy movies, where the hero is always clean, moral, and somehow never gets dusty. Tom Berenger plays Rex, a flawless gunslinger who suddenly realizes he's in a movie, stuck in a world with recycled tropes, one-dimensional villains, and sidekicks who only exist to be rescued. It's kind of like Blazing Saddles if it was written by someone who worked at Blockbuster and just spent too much time reorganizing the Western section. The film takes shots at like everything. Evil cattle barons, over-the-top saloon girls, and the mystic wisdom of native cliches. Andy Griffith plays the main villain with a grin that could slice butter, and the ending, let's just say it breaks like every rule and then tips its hat at the camera. It didn't make much noise at the box office, but for Western fans with a sense of humor, this one's a dusty jewel.
Rex always knew what they were going to do before they did it.
Good night, boys! See you tomorrow!
And in the second place...
Just calm down, see? Look, Bruce Thorpe, United States Secret Service. Okay?
And I suppose that's your gun, huh?
Oh, no, I wear a shoulder holster.
Alright, so here's a premise so bizarre, it has to be true. A paranoid comedy about the behind-the-scenes chaos of casting the Wizard of Oz Munchkins. This is starring Chevy Chase and Carrie Fisher. Under the Rainbow blends World War II spy antics with Hollywood slapstick, all set in a hotel overrun by little people. The result? A strange stew of slapstick, satire, and politically incorrect mayhem that somehow feels like a Scooby-Doo episode written by conspiracy theorists. There's Nazis, a dog assassination plot, and plenty of pratfalls. Is it good? Not really. Is it unforgettable? Yeah, absolutely. It's the kind of movie that makes you question whether you dreamed it or even saw it.
If you don't give me the map, my fun will be cutting you into little pieces. One by one.
Hi, friends! Slick Lambert here for Death City, the one-stop fuel emporium for all your post-mortem needs. Yes, Death City, ladies and gentlemen, where you won't take our prices lying down. Help me out of here, will you, lovely Rita?
Sure thing, Slick.
Yes, folks, we're burying the competition.
Here we have a horror spoof in the spirit of Young Frankenstein, but made with the chaotic energy of the late 80s. Transylvania Twist throws Dracula, Lovecraft, and just every rubber bat in the prop room into the horror hijinks.
What's that? A rubber bat.
The plot? You have a librarian who teams up with a vampire hunter and a scream queen to stop a demon from being summoned via an ancient tomb. It's got cameos from Angus Scrim,
Now your time has come.
the tall man from, Phantasm, and jokes so corny they could be served at a state fair.
Holy Water, don't leave home without it.
The effects are bargain bin, the gags range from brilliant to baffling, but it does have heart and a love of horror that makes it work.
I don't care what anyone says. This hurts.
What about you, Kent? What's your hit trip?
We're private eyes, Rusty. Couple of big-time dicks.
You're sure a big dick, all right.
Thanks.
Radioactive Dreams is Mad Max by way of the Maltese Falcon, if it was produced during a particularly strong sugar high. This is set in a post-nuclear future, and it follows two wannabe gumshoes who were raised on 1940s detective novels as they try to survive a world of mohawked punks and mutated logic. The soundtrack, it's pure synth gold, and the visuals, they're equal parts Blade Runner and thrift store. It parodies film noir, action tropes, and dystopian cliches, all with breakdancing. Lots and lots of breakdancing. This was directed like a man who knows this might be his only chance to make something truly unhinged, and he doesn't waste a frame. It's chaotic, colorful, and criminally underseen. If John Waters directed Escape from New York, it might look something like this.
Think the world's changed much?
Changed?
to our planet from another planet?
No, we come from our own planet, not another one.
That's what we mean.
Well, why didn't you say so then?
Yes, why didn't you say so?
Morons from Outer Space is exactly what the title promises. And that's the joke. These aren't enlightened visitors from the stars. They're idiots. And when they crash land on Earth, humanity instantly assumes there are cosmic saviors. The satire here is super sharp, about media hype, celebrity worship, and how we love propping up nonsense if it comes in a shiny package. Mel Smith stars as one of the bumbling aliens, and the movie moves at a brisk, beer-guzzling pace. Directed by Mike Hodges, you know, the guy who did Flash Gordon, and it's got British absurdism just down to a science. It was a flop on release, but in hindsight, it's a scathing parody that feels eerily timely right now. If Idiocracy had a zero-budget cousin from across the pond, this would be it.
Why are you so late, sir? You asked to be kept informed.
Have they tried to escape?
No.
Have they given something away?
They've started playing with the chess set.
Oh, this is a development.
No, it isn't.
I see.
Commander Madison.
These parody gems broke the rules, defied logic, and probably melted a few rental tape heads along the way. Now, some are brilliant, some are bizarre, and some are better off forgotten, but none of them played it safe, and that's why we love them. If I missed your favorite offbeat spoof, scream it into the comments like a surf punk covered in toxic cola. And if you love you some parody movies, check out these gems from our awesome library. Until next time, keep it weird, folks.